Okay.
Hey guys! Hello! So welcome to the Pleasure-thon part. I don't know which part this is going to be because I'm just going to flow into it totally with my intuition. But today I have a very exciting guest, and it's beautiful because she's on a mission to bring Yoni eggs everywhere in the world, and her name is Mateia. Hey Mateia!
Hello, Lizzie. Hello. And hi, girls, and maybe even boys if they are joining us.
Yeah, there might be some boys, we'll see. Well,
Yeah, you never know.
goddesses, but we'll, for whoever is going to be watching. So, Mateia, tell us a little bit more about what what your mission is, what you're excited about, what your passion is with Yoni eggs.
Yeah, thanks, Lizzie. And I just wanted to say thank you for doing this Pleasure-thon. I think we need more of this kind of juicy talk and just women connecting together and talking about pleasure and about the ways how to have more of it.
Yay!
And that's why I would also like to talk about Yoni eggs, because they are one of the, for me at least, the best ways to really get in tune with your pleasure as a woman. And since I've had such a great experience, I've decided that I have to just tell as many women as possible about it and make them excited to start using them, to start and try them out. And basically Yoni eggs, I will show you one first. So you know what I'm talking about in case you haven't heard of them yet or seen them yet. They are basically egg-shaped stones. Made of, they can be made of different materials, but this particular one that I'm using is made of nephrite jade. And you're using them in your vagina, in your yoni, and it does all kinds of amazing stuff for you. It's really for every woman, it doesn't matter at which stage of your life you are, it can give you what you need the most. For example, for myself, I haven't had children yet, so I don't need to recover my pelvic floor after birth, which Yoni eggs are great for. But for me, it made an amazing difference in terms of sensitivity, because it just increases sensitivity of not just of your Yoni, but the whole body, because you tune into yourself so much more when you start using them. So that is one huge benefit of the eggs when you start using them. You, Lizzie, know about the how important it is to connect to your feminine energy. So with the egg, it's really the thing that just brings you in and connects you to your feminine essence, which before, for me, before I started using them, that was really, I didn't know how to do that really. And it was really, before I started using them, everything I felt down there, so to say, was just kind of pain. I only realized, when I was in pain or when I had cramps. With my yoni, it was always in a negative sense that I was connected. And also, during sex, you kind of feel uncomfortable. Do I smell bad? Does it look weird? And just all the negative things. And once you start using the egg, you just connect with your yoni in such a different, positive way. So for me, that was also one of the major differences. And you start looking at yourself with a whole new eyes, really. You can start seeing your beauty where before you were, totally disconnected from this part of your body. That's one huge thing about the eggs.
Wow. And can you tell us a little bit more? I mean, I've used Yoni eggs before as well, and I actually love them. I think they are such an amazing tool, as you said, to connect with our femininity, but also, and also to connect with our yoni, with our sensuality, with and it's such an intimate experience as well, right? It's really like the solo experience of actually connecting with your own womb and connecting with your own Yoni space, that sacred temple, as they call it in Tantra. Can you tell us a little bit more about how you actually found the eggs for the first time, and what your reaction was, and how it impacted your life afterwards? Because you said that you were experiencing cramps and you were experiencing pain in your pelvic floor. So how did that transition happen for you? Because I feel that a lot of women go through this, especially what you were mentioning about having this sort of disconnected and this insecurity about our, well, I'm just going to call it our pussy, because I find pussy an amazingly erotic and exciting word. So for me, there's no connotations of like dirtiness or whatever.
Exactly.
So how was it for you to connect and sort of, it's almost like bringing this awareness into you, and how did it transform your life as a woman?
Well, I've always, since I can remember, I've been interested in pleasure and sensuality and just really simple ways how to just live more fully. And I think first time I heard about the Yoni eggs, or I actually read about them in it's a fantastic book of Mateia. If I have it here, actually, I can show it because it's great for women. It's about cultivating female sexual energy. And Mateia is he's a Taoist master, and he brought really ancient wisdom of sexual alchemy to the West. And he was writing about Yoni eggs. And when I read about it, I just said, I have to, that's something I need to try. And I have to say that from the very beginning, it was very easy for me to start using them, because I know some of my friends and women that I've met sometimes are scared actually to insert something, even though we're using tampons and you have sex, but still it's a very intimate experience of entering yourself, so to speak. But I haven't had problems with that. And I've realized, I think after 1 or 2 months after I started using the egg, how much my sensitivity increased. Like during sex, I said, what's happening? How come I'm so sensitive all of a sudden? And I had trouble with reaching orgasms during penetration, and with the egg, it just happens. So for me, that was a huge, really a huge thing, and it kind of wakes you up, if that makes sense. So yeah, and since then I just feel more, if I say more alive, it sounds maybe a bit weird, but you just access the pleasures that you did not have before, and in a much deeper way as well. So that has just been amazing. And you also, what I find for myself, you give yourself more, you allow yourself to experience more pleasure, because before I started using the eggs, you're so limited, and you think, oh, this is how it's supposed to be, this is how much pleasure I can experience, that's it, that's what it's meant to be for me, but it's not true. And the egg just then opens you up to so much more sensations. And also, because I'm using it every day, it's just this connection to your body increases so much. So I don't see any reason why women wouldn't try this, because it's just so amazing. It really does so much for you as a woman and for your lover, of course. They notice a huge difference. Also, my customers, they come back to me and say, I didn't tell my boyfriend that I'm having the egg because I was kind of embarrassed. But then he asked me what's going on. I can notice the difference because your yoni gets tighter, and you can squeeze your muscles if you wish to, of course, during sex. So it's great for men too.
Yeah, I find it also, when we speak about juiciness, like that's actually what we mean as well, like it actually increases the juiciness during lovemaking, I find, because a lot of women find especially penetration sex very painful, because often, when there is a disconnection with our own bodies, the body is just not producing the fluids so that the penetration is actually going to be pleasurable. And so I found that after using the Yoni egg and just connecting with myself through the Yoni egg, the juiciness definitely increased. And it's almost like I know when I'm ready for, penetration, when it comes to it. And then obviously the penetration is so much more pleasurable. And, it's just a different connection to our own body, I feel. And also, well, I don't know if you wanted to touch on this topic, but I find that there is a real energetic activation as well in our body when we start using the Yoni egg. And there is a reason as well that the Yoni egg is made out of a gemstone rather than, another one. I had a conversation with a lady recently, and she said that she had Yoni eggs and they were made of silicone. And I was like, oh, okay. I've never even heard of that. I didn't even know that existed. And for me, it was almost like, I'm not sure if that's going to be the real thing, because, give you the utmost experiences, because silicone is a completely different material. So yeah, what do you think about the energy, like, of the stone, and how is that important for you? You've been using the Yoni egg for a few years now as well, and yeah, just tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah. As you mentioned, they can be made out of silicone as well, and eggs can be actually made of any. It can, stone or metal, whichever material. But when you have a gemstone, they have vibrations, and each stone has different energetic vibrations, and which means that it will impact your body in a different way. And for myself, when it comes to Yoni egg, I'm going with the one that has been tried and tested for thousands of years, the nephrite jade. And the vibrations of this particular one, they are very balancing and gentle. So it's very safe for intimate use, because you have to know especially when you insert something inside your body, if the vibrations are extremely, because some stones, they can really stir up your emotions, and especially, or, they amplify what you're feeling. So if you are extremely, happy and but really, have no negative emotions and nothing, it will amplify all the good stuff. But the majority of us, we have the mixture of everything. So it's very important to use, I find, a stone that is gentle and balancing, instead of, especially when you're starting out with the egg, instead of starting with a stone that has very, that could amplify your negative emotions. That's why I go for the nephrite jade Yoni egg, because it's very, as I said, very gentle and balancing. And it's kind of, for me, it has a very loving and calm effect on me. So this is what why I'm using this particular stone. But when it comes to silicone eggs, for example, of course they will provide resistance, so you can squeeze them and still you can increase the muscle strength. But it's a synthetic material with no vibrations. So you're just using the opportunity to also energetically to to have the energetic benefits of the egg. And I said before that in the book that I was reading, How to Cultivate Female Sexual Energy, the way they are using the eggs, or they were using it already 5,000 years ago, was actually to help prevent leaking your energy out. Because when your pelvic floor and your yoni is strong, the energy doesn't leak out. So you can then lift your sexual energy up with the use of the egg as well. For example, because when you're squeezing it and pulling up, your energy moves up as well. And I wouldn't think that like with synthetic materials, that nothing would be energetically going on really. So I suggest to go with, well, my personal preference is a nephrite jade egg. Not only because of the energetic properties, but also it's very heavy and dense. So it provides you, with the weight already. So when you're wearing it, it's already, your muscles need to really work to keep it inside you. And it's completely natural with no dyes, or it's not chemically treated. Because you can get, online, you can order Yoni eggs anywhere basically, and some would cost you £2, but I wouldn't go for that because they also some have glues in them and dyes and stuff. It's very toxic to put something like this on your body, so it's important to do a proper research before you buy such an intimate product.
Yeah, and also some crystals and some gemstones actually leach out toxic substances, like hematite, for example, is a lovely stone. It's very powerful, a very powerful stone, but if you actually put it in water, it starts to leach out iron and other things. So it's obviously not something that you'd like to put in.
Inside, yeah.
Yeah, of course, especially because the mucus down there is so porous and so yeah, beautiful. And so if someone decides like to go on Yinoni, is it Yinoni.com?
Yes, Yinoni.com.
So they go on your website and they can find your Yoni eggs there. Can you tell us what happens after they've purchased a Yoni egg from you?
Yeah, well, I've noticed also with myself and my friends how important it is to have, support, especially with such an intimate product. It's not just like a mascara that you buy. It's very intimate and product that you need to feel comfortable with. So I find that it's very important to provide support and personal advice for all the women who decide to give themselves a Yoni egg, I would say. So I have a Facebook group, like secret group. So if you don't want, nobody will know what It's a very private group. When they can ask me anything, when we chat, we exchange experience, and so you can get the most out of the practice and your egg. And then as well, I send weekly exercises for the first 3 months. So you get inspiration and ideas of different ways to use the egg. I also give then like tips of how to, for example, how to remove it in the most pleasurable way. Because, for example, even removing the egg, you can make an experience out of it, like a pleasurable experience, if that makes sense. So yeah, I provide like community and support for the ladies.
That's amazing. Yeah, and I think that's really what like when I first got my egg, I was just all by myself. Like I knew a few things, but I was just intuitively guiding myself how to use it and connecting with it through meditation and everything. Obviously there's a lot of material on YouTube, but it's all scattered. So I think it's great that, once you've purchased a Yoni egg from a provider, that you can actually have this support all the way through, and you don't have to do all the exercises. You can just pick and choose and work with some, and then maybe
exactly. And also, if women have any special circumstances, or that they feel they need special advice, or exercises that would like suit them in their situation, they can ask me, anytime, either email me or contact me on Facebook, and I help them.
That's beautiful. Yeah, every woman is different, so
exactly, because every exercise also won't work for every woman. So I think it's very important to have this constant exchange and support.
Do you have any like really huge impacts or successes in mind of like clients who have purchased Yoni eggs, or maybe from yourself or from people in your surroundings? Like, how is there anything that sort of pops to mind that you'd like to share? Because I feel like our audience is really keen on trying the Yoni eggs, and some of them already use them, as I know, but yeah, just like for maybe someone who's still hesitant and isn't sure about it, just tell us a few like success stories of Yinoni.
Yeah, well, the most recent one that I was really kind of excited about was a customer who said, oh, my boyfriend, I told you this before, my boyfriend noticed that something is different. So I said, oh, it really works, and she's just been using it for the past 2 months, I think, and not regularly. So that's why I was really excited. I said, oh yeah. And then another friend, she's very young, still below 30, and she had kids, 2 kids she had, and you would think that, and she's in great shape, but when she tried the egg, she could not keep it in at all. So, and now she can keep eating because she got stronger, and I just found it really, because it identified her problem, and she wouldn't necessarily do anything about it if she would not have tried the egg. And now she's enjoying sex so much more because she can feel more, and she had also problem with incontinence after birth. And you would say, oh, we think that happens only to women that are a bit older. It's not true. And now this situation is getting better as well with the use of the egg. So I think it's really, there's no question, I think, about it, whether you should have an egg or not, because even the women that are in menopause, it can help them with balancing their hormones. So no matter who you are and what stage you are at, what situation, it will give you what you need. Be it better sex life, to recover after birth, just to connect with your body more. Everybody needs more of that, right? There's never too much of that. So
I think we so crave this. We're really craving this, and I think it's almost like a social appearance. We're really craving to reconnect with our bodies, and I think the Yoni egg is such a beautiful platform to access our body in a different state, but also to just really connect, to take that time to slow down, to spend time with our own body, and just get into the body. I'm a huge advocate of being in the body, and I've come across so many different techniques, and obviously the first technique I really connected with was dance from the very beginning in life. There's so many other ways that we can increase this bodily awareness. Bodies actually allows us to do anything in our life. When we slow down, we understand what we want and what we don't want.
Exactly.
With that feminine energy, even our masculine energy, we can strengthen both at the same time. We can cultivate it, and I love that word, cultivating. Actually, I think it's powerful.
It's a great thing, really. It is.
Great. So Mateia actually has a very exciting offer for everyone who's watching this video or who's following the Pleasure-thon. So Mateia, tell us a little bit about your gift.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, because I'm really, really, passionate about spreading the knowledge about the eggs, and to get it. Now it's gonna sound weird, but to get it in every pussy. But it's what it is, right? You can also have it on your bedside table. It has nice balancing energies, but it will work better there if you use it as it's intended. So I would like to offer 25% off on my Yinoni kits for all the listeners. So you get the egg and the 3-month support and the lifelong support on Facebook, as I mentioned before. And you can use the code SUMMER25 written together at the checkout. So you get 25% off.
Amazing.
Which I think it's a really great opportunity to get. And the thing is, the egg, it doesn't expire. It will last you a lifetime. It's not even a huge investment of money. You just need to try it. It's that simple.
Yeah, having that experience. Wow, Mateia, this is so nice. I Mateia is a very good friend of mine. We've connected a few years ago through dancing, and when I found out that she was doing Yoni eggs, I was like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. So I'm so stoked to have friends in my surroundings who are connecting with the divine feminine energies on so many levels. And so Mateia, I am so grateful for this conversation. Thank you so much.
Thank you too.
It was great. I think we had lots of basics there. And obviously, if you guys have any more questions, just get in touch with her. Mateia is part of the our secret group. So just tag her in your post, and she will get back to you. Or just send her a private message or visit her website. Anyway, and don't forget, guys, we also have our lovely donation challenge running for Forward, the charity supporting FGM victims, and I'm so excited. I really encourage you all to get into the platform and do donations, and let's make this world an abundant place of love and connection. Mateia, is there anything else you'd like to say?
I just wish everyone to allow themselves as much pleasure as possible, and thank you, Lizzie.
Oh, yay! All about the pleasure and the Pleasure-thon. Okay, guys, we'll see you soon.
Okay, bye-bye. Thank you.